Welcome, everyone, to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really getting into it, focusing on something lots of you are probably thinking about, the Australia study visa process for 2025.
Yeah, it's a big one. Can seem complicated.
Exactly. So our mission, really, is to pull out the key insights, the practical steps you need from all the latest info. We want to give you a clear path.
To make it less of a maze.
Think of this as your focused guide, your shortcut to feeling confident about this whole thing.
And, understanding these details isn't just about getting the visa approved.
Sure.
It's fundamental for starting your whole study abroad experience off on the right foot. Getting these things right early on is just, well, it's crucial for success later.
Okay, so let's kick things off. Where does someone even begin?
First step, always, is choosing your course and where you want to study.
The education provider, yeah. But it's not just about finding a course you like, is it?
Not quite. There's a key legal requirement.
Which is?
The institution and the specific course you pick must be CRICOS-registered.
CRICOS. Let's spell that out. That's a Commonwealth Register of Institutions and Courses for overseas students.
Exactly. It's a government list.
And if they're not on it?
Simple. They legally cannot enroll international students like you. It's a non-starter for the visa.
So checking CRICOS is step one. Absolute baseline.
Absolutely. And here's a detail people sometimes miss. It's not just the university or college that needs to be registered.
Yeah.
The specific course itself needs its own CRICOS code and registration.
Ah, okay. So you need to double-check both the institution and the course title or code on the CRICOS website.
Precisely. An institution might offer lots of programs, but maybe only some are registered for international students. It ensures quality compliance. Frankly, it protects you and your investment.
And the course itself, it generally has to be full-time too, right? For the visa.
Yes. Full-time study is a standard requirement for the Subclass 500 visa.
Okay, so you found your CRICOS-registered institution, your specific CRICOS-registered full-time course. What's next?
Then comes the documentation phase.
Right, the document deep dive, as we called it. This definitely requires getting organized. It takes time.
It really does. You're essentially building your case file. It needs to be consistent.
So what's on the checklist? What do people need to start gathering?
Okay, let's run through the main ones.
First up, obviously a valid passport. Can't go anywhere without it.
Naturally. Then, super important, your confirmation of enrollment, the COE.
That's the official acceptance letter from the CRICOS provider.
Correct. Proof you've been accepted into that registered course.
Then there's the GTE statement, Genuine Temporary Entrant.
Yes, we definitely need to talk more about that one. It's key.
Agreed. What else? Money?
Proof of financial capacity, showing you can cover tuition, travel, living costs.
And English language skills.
That evidence of proficiency, yep.
Yeah.
Usually through tests like IELTS or PTE. The required score can vary, though.
And health cover?
Mandatory. Overseas Student Health Cover, or OSHC. You need this for the entire duration of your stay.
Okay. And finally, your past records.
Academic transcripts, definitely. And, if relevant, documentation of any work experience.
That seems like a pretty comprehensive list.
It is. And accuracy, completeness, absolutely vital for everything you submit.
Let's circle back to that GTE statement you mentioned. Genuine Temporary Entrant. What's the real story there?
Well, its stated purpose is simple. Show you genuinely intend to study temporarily in Australia and then leave.
Right. Not using it as a backdoor to migration.
Exactly. But here's the insight. It's less about proving you won't stay forever and more about making a strong logical case for why your study in Australia is a necessary step for your future plans outside Australia.
So connecting the course to your future career back home, or maybe somewhere else.
Precisely.
Yeah.
You need to articulate a clear academic and career path. Why this course, why Australia, and critically, why you need to return or move on afterwards.
And they check for consistency.
Absolutely. They look at your GTE, your chosen course, your financial situation, your past study, your situation back home. Everything needs to paint a consistent picture.
Any red flags, like studying something totally unrelated to your background without a good explanation?
That can definitely cause problems, delays, or even refusal.
Yeah.
Your story needs to make sense.
Okay, really good point. So let's say you've gathered all these documents, crafted that GTE carefully. Now what?
Now you actually apply for the visa itself.
Which is the Student Visa Subclass 500.
That's the one. And the application is done online.
Where?
Through the official Australian Department of Home Affairs website. You'll likely create an IME account.
Right. And there's a fee, of course. Any idea what it is for 2025?
The base application charge is currently around AUD $710, but always check the official site for the absolute latest figure. as it can change.
Good advice. And this online application is where you upload all those documents we just listed.
Correct. You submit everything electronically. Passport, COE, GTE, financials, English proof, OSHC, transcripts, the works.
Is that it? Once you hit submit?
Not necessarily. You might be asked for more information.
Like what?
Commonly, a health examination, a medical checkup, or biometrics, fingerprints, and a photo.
Okay, so you need to be ready for potential follow-up requests.
Definitely. And this ties back to the IME account. You have to check it regularly.
Why is that so important?
Because that's how they'll contact you. Any requests for medicals, biometrics, or additional documents will come through your IME account or your nominated email. Missing a request can stall your application badly.
So monitor that IME account closely. Don't just file and forget.
Think of it as your main communication line with immigration. Stay engaged.
Okay. Application submitted, documents uploaded, keeping an eye on the IME account.
Yeah.
Then comes the wait.
Ah, yes, the waiting game.
How long does processing usually take? What's the ballpark?
Typically, you might hear figures like 4 to 8 weeks.
But
It really varies. It depends heavily on where you're applying from, your individual circumstances, the complexity of your application, and even the time of year. It can sometimes be quicker, sometimes longer.
So planning is key, which brings us to pro tips for this stage. What's the number one piece of advice?
Apply early, really early.
How early are we talking?
Ideally, at least 3 to 4 months before your course start date. Maybe even earlier if you can.
Why so early? Just to be safe.
It's more than just being safe. Remember those potential requests for medicals or extra documents?
Right.
Those take time. If you apply late and then get asked for something extra, you could easily miss your course start date. Applying early gives you a crucial buffer zone to handle any unexpected steps.
Makes sense. Any other tips for the waiting period?
Keep checking your email and that IME account, as we said. Be responsive if they ask for anything.
And that GTE statement again.
Absolutely. Be honest, be clear, be consistent. A well-written, credible GTE statement can genuinely smooth the process. If the case officer clearly understands your intentions and situation, it makes their assessment much easier and likely faster.
So applying early, staying vigilant with communications, and having a strong, honest GTE are really the keys to navigating the wait successfully.
That sums it up pretty well. Preparation pays off here.
And then hopefully, good news arrives. Visa granted.
That's the goal. A very exciting moment.
So once you have that visa grant notification, you're officially good to go.
Yes, you're cleared to travel to Australia for your studies.
How soon can you arrive?
Your visa usually allows you to enter Australia up to 90 days before your course start date.
Oh, that's quite a bit of time. Helpful for settling in.
Exactly. Gives you time to find your feet before classes begin.
So visa approved, travel window open. What are the immediate next steps people should take?
Well, the obvious ones first. Book your flights. Don't leave that too late.
And accommodation.
Definitely arrange accommodation before you arrive, whether it's on campus, a homestay, or a rental. Have a plan. Scrambling for a place after landing is incredibly stressful.
Good point. What else upon arrival?
Make sure you attend your institution's orientation program.
Is that mandatory?
Often it is, but even if not, it's highly recommended. You learn about the campus, support services, local life, academic expectations. Plus, you meet other students. It's invaluable.
Okay. And what about working while studying? That's a big question for many.
Yes, understanding your work rights is important. With the Subclass 500 visa, you can typically work up to 48 hours per fortnight while your course is in session.
48 hours per fortnight, so roughly 24 hours a week during term time.
That's right. And usually full-time during scheduled course breaks. It helps with living costs, of course, but it's also a great way to gain local experience and connect with the community.
Okay, that seems like a good overview of the post-approval steps.
It covers the main practicalities to get you started.
So to recap our deep dive today, we've navigated the Australia study visa process for 2025. We started with the absolute necessity of choosing a CRICOS-registered course and provider.
Then dived into that crucial document gathering phase, the COE, the all-important GTE statement, financials, English proof, health cover, transcripts.
We covered the online Subclass 500 application itself, the fee, and the importance of monitoring your IME account.
Talk about processing times, why applying early is so vital, and tips for that waiting period.
And finally, touch on those key steps after approval travel, accommodation, orientation, and understanding your work rights. Hopefully this gives you a much clearer picture.
A real roadmap, hopefully.
A shortcut to being well-informed, definitely.
You know, we've focused on the step-by-step for this specific visa goal, But maybe the real aha moment here is something broader.
Go on.
Think about it. This whole process, the thorough preparation, the attention to detail, the need for clarity and understanding requirements, these aren't just visa skills.
True.
They're life skills,
Yeah.
critical for achieving pretty much any significant goal you set for yourself. So the question to ponder might be, how could applying this kind of structured, detailed approach transform other areas of your life, your other aspirations?
That's a really powerful thought to end on. Something for everyone to think about. We really hope this deep dive has armed you with the knowledge you need. Take it, use it. Good luck with your plans.